The picture in your mind creates your ideal future along with the thoughts that you think. Did you know that every thought that you think creates your future? All the pictures that you hold in your mind create your future. So how can you manipulate this picture in your mind and the thoughts that you think to get what you want? Well, it's about time to find out how. My name is Alex Morgan, and I help you align your actions, your beliefs, your dreams, and your thinking so you can achieve success. And success is here, and you might as well be ready for it. One of the easiest ways to be ready for it is to think the thoughts that you want and focus your attention on the picture in your mind that you want to create everything that you desire, everything that you have ever dreamed of, and even more of that, things that you haven't even considered. So the reason this works is because there's a simple process to follow. So in order for you to create your ideal future and predictable results, you want to believe in this process. So as you listen to this, hold that belief in your mind that this is going to work for you. Because chances are you're listening to this because you probably haven't gotten the results that you want. So why not spend this time focusing on this process working with you so you can achieve what you want? So anytime an event happens, it goes through our different senses. We filter this with our senses. So that means our sight, our sounds, our feelings, taste, smell. And then we're going to delete some things from this because we can't take all the information in from outside of us at any time. And so we're going to organize this according to our unconscious preferences. So our values, our beliefs, our memories, our experience of the world. That's how we're going to organize this. And after all of that, we create a picture in our mind. So this picture in our mind is really, really important because what happens to this picture in our mind? What does this consist of? It's not just a picture. Anytime you create an image in your mind, your unconscious mind thinks in symbols, it thinks in metaphors. So you don't really need to say, I do this, you do that. Instead, the picture in your mind, it's images, sounds, feelings, tastes, smells. So what if you could create wonderful pictures in your mind to lead to the reality that you want? And what if this was also filled with really good thoughts? And what do these thoughts come from? These thoughts actually come from your self-talk, so the language that you use. And did you know that most of the time you don't have a problem until you put language around it? So imagine if you have a wonderful picture in your mind. Let me give you an example. And this picture's going so great, everything's amazing in it, and then someone comes up to you and they try to put bad language, negative language on this picture in your mind of this. Maybe you want to date someone and you think they're great, and your friend tells you, I don't know about that person, when you have a really good picture in your mind of that person. Have you ever seen how that might influence you by language? So this is why your thoughts and the picture in your mind can actually help you create your ideal future. Now, anytime someone says something like that to you, you have the opportunity to accept or reject whatever they say. And usually you do this based off of your past programming. So you get to unconsciously take that information and then make a conscious decision. The unconscious mind gathers the data, and then your conscious mind makes the decision. So you get to choose to hold whatever picture in your mind you want at any time that you want. And you get to choose the language that you use here. So the picture in your mind creates your ideal future and the language. So how do these two work together? Well, when you have a really resourceful picture in your mind and you have really resourceful language, this is then going to lead to a behavior in your reality. This is also combined with how you feel internally and how you carry yourself as well. However, the things that we want to consider here are the picture in your mind and the language that you use, and that leads to your behavior. So if you want to change your behavior, all you need to do is change one of those things. How can you create a really compelling picture, though, in your mind? A lot of people that I work with, a lot of clients, it's almost like they're creating different pixels. So they need to make things more real because the unconscious mind, it doesn't really know the difference between what is real and imagined. So if you hold really empowering images in your mind, you're going to create those predictable results. And if you want those predictable results, then that's going to be your ideal future. So you need to continuously hold resourceful pictures in your mind. Now, if you don't know where to start, think about some things and experiences that you want to achieve. And if you're not even sure where to start with that, start Googling ideas or use AI to come up with ideas of what are some things that you really, really want. Or think of a goal that you have in mind. And think about what you're going to see, what you're going to hear, what you're going to feel when you have that. So those are easy ways to start to create really good pictures in your mind. Or think about someone that you love and think of the picture in your mind that you have of this person. Or think about yourself. What are some things that you really, really like about yourself, and what are some things that you want to have for yourself? So the more you focus on doing these things, the better the picture in your mind is. Because if you think about it, how much time have you actually spent holding these types of pictures in your mind? You're just going through your day mostly on autopilot, because the unconscious mind is in charge of about 95% of what you're doing. So you're just going through your reality, and whatever happens is kind of just happening. What if you were intentional, though, in these pictures that you held in your mind? And what if you were intentional with the language that you used with these pictures so that you could create the behaviors that you want? So use those examples that I just presented to you and start to focus on different things you want. So people you love, your goals, things, experiences that you want. And all of a sudden you'll start to focus more on what you want more of the time. And then you can start to see how much time you're actually focusing on what you want compared to the times that you aren't focusing on what you want. And this is going to improve more and more. And spend a lot of time too creating pictures in your mind by seeing other pictures. So like I said, you can research this information. Spend time researching lots of things. Let's say you want to go on a vacation. If you just say, hey, I want to go on vacation, what picture do you have in your mind? Do you have a specific place? Do you know how much it's going to cost to get there? Do you know where you're going to stay? Do you know what you're going to see and do and eat and feel and hear when you get there? Imagine if you had all this information in your mind. Don't you think it would be that much easier to go to that place if you knew the price, if it was in your budget and all those things? So you can make a picture like this with anything. Let's say that you want to buy a car. What's it going to sound like? What's it going to feel like driving it? Who are you going to be driving it with? Do you know someone who's bought that car before? So you can use all this information to create these different pictures in your mind to lead to the behavior that you want. If you're just sitting there saying, yeah, I want to buy a new car, and you're not putting any effort in your mind, how is this going to become more real? And do you notice a lot of these things, these examples that I'm giving, they're not showing you that you need to take so much physical action. You can essentially create the whole vacation in your mind, and then all you need to do is go on the computer and click a few buttons, choosing where you stay and the plane tickets. The car, if you've researched all of this online and put all this in your mind, all you need to simply do is go down to the dealership, see the car there, test drive it, feel it, hear it, and see if you want it. Of course, you have to collect enough money to be able to buy it. However, the more you think about this and the more you focus on the pictures in your mind, you don't have to put in as much physical effort. It doesn't take as much hard work to create your ideal future. And these pictures in your mind, they get you those predictable results. So you can actually start to predict your future through pictures in your mind. Now, a lot of people, they also ask, what if I don't have such clear pictures in your mind and things like this? Now, not everyone visualizes in the same way. Me, a lot of times I'm going based off of feeling. So I make sure to attach really good feelings to what I want. So focus on that as well. You don't have to see the most elaborate picture in your mind. However you see it in your mind's eye is optimal for you. But use that picture to put effort in your mind so you can ensure that you get what you want. Because no one is going to get what you want for you. No one's going to be able to construct these things in your mind like you are. And if you need help doing this, definitely reach out. All my description will be in the audio. So make these pictures in your mind, because the more you do that, the more you're going to get what you want. And if you want to get more of what you want, focus on it. Think about it. Put effort in your mind and take those actions, because when you put effort in your mind and you have this really clear picture, you'll know exactly what actions to take to get there more easily and more effortlessly. This gives you clarity. Thanks so much for listening. Definitely share this with someone else who will benefit from this. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the audio and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate everyone who's been subscribing lately, leaving comments. This helps me make more content every single day. So keep asking those questions, leaving different recommendations and everything like that. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video or the next audio.